And the most important, which I follow everywhere, is the art of smart questioning.
Yeah.
I cannot stress
Yeah.
more on that, because
Yeah.
how I came out of that fear and self doubt was I flipped the questions I was asking myself.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And this is yet another episode of our Corporate Success Community Silver Star Hall of Fame. And thank you for being here. And last week we had Komal Shah. We interviewed her, the silver star of our community. And today we have another silver star, and we have Rooma Arora with us. So before I go to Rooma and before I introduce her, let me just give you a quick gist about the idea of this session. This entire session is devised and designed in such a way that you, the viewers, will get a lot of inputs in terms of ideas, tips, techniques, and stuff, so on and so forth. It's structured in a particular way, wherein we are going to talk about the challenges that Rooma has experienced or gone through. Number two, how did she come out of those challenges? Certain techniques, certain mindset aspects, or certain frameworks she applied in order to come out of that. And number three, what are the kind of advices or tips that she wants to share with all of you, so that you, in case are going through some similar kind of challenges, can learn from Rooma's experience and make through it. Got it? So have your notepads and pen, and whatever you think is really useful for you, make a note of it. Okay. So Rooma, I'm so very happy. First of all, congratulations on being a silver star. The first thing first. And thank you very much for being a part of this community. I'm so very happy to have you here in this community. And I'd like to give a quick introduction to all our audience about you. And Rooma is a certified mindfulness mindset and a happiness coach. And I love her mission. She's on a mission to inspire teenagers and young adults to reconnect to their inner power and unleash their true potential in order to lead a happy, stress-free, and meaningful life by using mindfulness techniques, tools in their daily routine. Fantastic, isn't it? That's powerful. So, Rooma, I really love this mission. I really love this mission, and welcome. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Alok. First of all, thank you to you for having me in this community, and I'm honored and privileged to be part of this community and to be connected to you. And
Thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
so glad that I'm here with you to
Thank
share
you.
my
Thank you.
experiences and my journey.
Thank you. Rooma, I'd like to know, I'm curious about this. This mission of yours, it sounds so powerful. Where does this come from?
Alok, as you said, I'll just add something to my introduction again. I have been an educator all my life. So 15 years of working with students, with children. I was working as a senior academic coordinator in one of the best schools in Noida. And it's only during and I have worked very closely with teenagers, with parents, and I'm also a mother of two boys who have been part of this journey and who are grown up now, but yes, when they were teenagers. So I have seen that part very closely, and I've interacted with parents who come up with what are the concerns they are facing as parents of teenagers and young adults. So that was the reason I wanted to work closely with teenagers and young adults.
Fantastic, fantastic. I completely resonate with that, because when you see those challenges, when you see those problem areas, and when you see that need, and then when you think that yes, you'll be able to connect, and you'll be able to add value, and that becomes your passion, and that's where you are able to give your best. Yes, fantastic. So more power to you and to your mission also. So coming back to this interview and the core of this, Rooma, let's have this interaction in such a way that you are able to share lots and lots of value to anyone and everyone who is watching this. Yes. So it has been somewhere around 6 to 7 months. You are a part of the corporate success community. Rooma, so if I have to ask you in just one sentence or one phrase, what are the top two transformations that you think you have been through? What would that be, whether in personal life, professional life, work, whatever aspect?
Yes, keeping it short and simple, I would say the two major transformations I've had is one is I've built a stress-proof mindset. Stress is part of our life. We cannot
Yes.
do away with stress. So I have built a stress-proof mindset by applying those tools and techniques in my daily
Mm,
routine, in my life.
mm.
And along with that, a success mindset. And also, I have improved and built the better relationships with my family members, which includes my husband and my kids. So
Fantastic.
these are the transformations I have felt in myself after
Fantastic.
joining the community, corporate success community. Yes.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So great to know that. Ruma, now let me take you back in time. Okay. So, what are the kind of challenges, Ruma, if you can handpick or if you can point it out? Were there any specific challenges that you were going through? Um, or if I have to just reframe the question, many times it happens that there are certain challenges, there are certain aspects that are holding us back. For example, we know that we can perform at a certain level, but there's something that is holding us back. It can be stress, it can be some kind of aspect that is holding us back, maybe in the personal life or professional life. So what were those challenges, Ruma?
Yes. Alok, life is full of challenges, right?
Yeah.
And we all human beings go through ups and downs, right? I have gone through my share of ups and downs in my life,
Yeah.
right? Uh, I have been a person who has been a positive person, right? Who and no fuss person, right? But I realized that and also a people pleaser. I've always been a people pleaser in my life. So,
Mhm.
uh, but I realized, in my journey that it's not possible to make everybody happy. Harder I tried to please people in my personal life, I was unsuccessful, right? Coming back, to the main question, when COVID happened, right? We all know that we were all going through these tough times, and I was working in school, so that time, those times were particularly very hard for everybody, right? So there was stress, there was anxiety, there was panic, there was fear, there was uncertainty. And I also went through all those emotions. I've always felt, that I can handle stress, I can handle stress. That has always been, my talk with myself, without realizing that it was building inside me, right? And when COVID happened, then because I've been practicing yoga and meditation for quite some time now. Maybe that is the reason, it has kept me, balanced. But during COVID times, it so happened that, I was very restless. um, though and everything was online, so I used to just, I just happened to come across something on mindfulness, and out of curiosity, and now I just wanted to explore the subject more. And I have been a lifelong learner, so I just, dived into it just to know about more, and did a few certifications, in mindfulness and happiness, just to bring that, peace and, that inner calmness in myself. But when I joined your community, now the what happened was that, I consciously decided that I want to do something more for the society. First of all, I wanted to bring that change in myself because I
Mm.
was very restless due to those times, right? So I took a conscious decision to quit my well-paid job, and that was a very hard decision for me, right? It was
Yes.
not easy for me to quit a job when I was at peak of my career, right? And but something inside me was telling me that, if I am I consider myself to be a very positive person to handle stress. If I am going through all that, then I need to first change myself. And when I did those certifications, then I started applying certain things. And I happened to, I've been following you on Instagram, right?
Mm,
And when you
mm,
launched that program, Corporate Success Community, I just jumped
yeah,
into it, right?
yeah.
And when I started, implementing, knowledge was there, right?
Mm,
It was not, implementation was not there. So when I started applying those tools and techniques on myself,
mm,
I realized that, there's a lot of transformation and change I was seeing in myself, right? And also, that was a phase where career transition was happening. So I realized that if I can bring that kind of positive change in myself and handle those stressful situations in a better way, then I think I can impact others also. I can help others also who are going through the same situation, right? So when due to this career transition, two things I was facing: fear and self doubt.
mm,
मैंने जॉब तो क्विट कर दी, right,
mm,
to become a mindfulness and mindset coach. But once I quit the job, because I wanted to, be restart my career as a coach, fear and self doubt took over.
yeah,
So I was questioning myself, I was judging myself, and I was asking myself, what will people think of me? They will judge me. What will they say? Will I be a successful coach or not? So all that took over, right? And all that led to anxiety, stress, uncertainty, overthinking. So it
mm,
was a loop, right? So I
yeah.
was in
Mm,
that loop,
mm,
and that was number one. And the second was, as I said, because of all that restlessness, my relationships were affecting, right? Because
mm,
there were a lot of expectations, as family members you have from your family members, right? Be it your husband or kids, you want them to do things your way. You want them to,
mm.
speak the way what you want to listen, right? But that doesn't happen, right? So
Expectations, yeah.
expectations, yes, expectations, they lead
Mm,
to disappointments, right?
mm,
So there also, I realized that, I need to work on that. And when that also, mindfulness helped me better my relationship, because in one of your program, I can clearly recall that, 5-step stress proof mindset. You would talk about various things, and then you talk about in success mindset also, that blueprint success mindset, you talk about value stacks. So the moment I realized, that my values and their values are different, right?
mm.
So I let go of my, expectations. So that is what mindfulness did to me. I let go of that. And the moment I let go of that, I was at peace with myself, right? And then that helped me understand them better. And that helped me bond them with them and improve my relationships with them. So
Fantastic,
that
fantastic.
was
In
it.
fact, thank you, Ruma, for sharing that. That was quite insightful, and at many points, Ruma, I was able to connect with your journey because even I come from a corporate background, and even I was going through, the same transition phase in a well-paid job, and then I made a decision of leaving that and getting into a coaching space. But I would like to go deeper into that aspect where you mentioned these two things of fear and self-doubt, because Ruma, what happens is, and I'm sure there are so many people who are listening and watching us right now, even they are in some phase of transition, and
Yeah.
even they are facing the same kind of fear and self-doubt. Fear of, whether I'll be able to make that transition successfully or not, fear of what will people talk about them, etc., etc., and then also self-doubt whether I'll be able to pull this positively or not. So I want to come to you on this, Ruma, that how did you manage yourself to come out of that fear and self-doubt, if you can share that?
Yes. And yes, as I mentioned, there are various modules in that corporate success community program, the
Yeah.
one which you've created. So I followed this 5-step stress proof, mindset
Mm,
module very religiously, right? And it talks about, meta awareness. First of all, what's happening inside you, what's happening with you, and what's happening around you.
yeah.
Then it talks about, how we can manage our focus, right? And
Yes.
how we have to check our control, what is in your control, right?
Yeah.
So if I am making a career transition, if I want to be a life coach, what is in my control? and what
Mm,
are the things which are not in my control. So why to focus on things which are not in my control? Let
mm,
me focus on things which are in my control.
mm,
So that was one. And the most important, which I follow everywhere, is the art of smart questioning.
yeah.
I cannot stress
Yeah.
more on that, because
Yeah.
what I actually, how I came out of that fear and self doubt was I flipped the questions I was asking myself. I flipped those questions. So now instead of asking, can I be a successful coach? I ask myself, how can I be a successful coach?
Mm,
And
yes.
the
Yes.
moment you ask those questions, in your mind, when you change those questions, and make them, you ask smart questions, you get smart answers, right? Because your brain, your subconscious mind starts looking for the answers, right?
Yeah.
So flipping, those questions and changing them into smart questions is what sailed me through, and I came out of fear and doubt.
Oh, lovely, lovely. I love that. I love that. The meta awareness thing that you mentioned, what's happening in me, what's happening with me, and what's happening around me. Thank you very much for reiterating on that. And also the question, the importance of question. In fact, Ruma, this is the analogy that I also give to people, that it's like our mind is like Google, but it's more powerful version of Google, right? You ask a stupid question, you get stupid answers. You
Yeah.
ask a smart question, you get pages and pages of smart answers. Thank you very much, Ruma, for that. But I would like to come back to one more thing that you mentioned, and I really, really, I stand tall and strong on that, and that is about value system. You mentioned about value system, your value stack. I would like to know, how did that really help you to deal with your challenges?
Okay. See, first of all, we all human beings have certain values in our life, right?
Yeah,
But we are, at times, we are not aware of it, right?
yeah.
But the moment I started, noting down, journaling, what are my values? What do I stand for? What is important
Mm,
to me? And then I realized, that I have certain set of values, right? But and then I evaluated, try to figure out, how my, for example, how my son, operates, right? From what value system. So I'll just give you an example that he was working in a bank in Canada, and a well-paid job, and but he's the kind of a person who has very good interpersonal skills, right? He's a
mm,
people's person, right? So he the job he got was, 9 to 5 job, right? And he was given a cubicle with a laptop,
yeah.
where he had minimal interaction with people, right? And he was stuck there. So one day he called me and he said, "Mom, I want to quit my job." So, if I did not know those value stacks, or if I did not have that understanding of value stacks or value systems, I would have just flared up. Why do you want to give up? क्या जरूरत है ना, इतनी
Mm.
अच्छी job है. Again, you will
Yes.
keep searching. But you won't believe, Alok, the way I reacted. I would not say reacted, the way I responded. I just told him, okay, what do you want? He said, Mom, I want to be happy. I'm not happy here. And
Mm,
I just told him, I said, okay, think, pause, reflect on it, and go ahead. Put it
mm,
in your papers. So, in no, if maybe 1 year back, I would not have responded that way. I would have reacted, right?
yeah.
That was one big change I found. And I think the moment we understand the value system of
Mm,
others and ourselves, number one, we become more understanding, we become more empathetic, right? And that resolves a lot of conflicts, right?
mm,
Because the when we expect, because our value systems don't match, right? Then there are a lot of conflicts, right? But the moment we understand, and then, we say, okay, he's operating from his value system, this is what he wants, right? Why should he do something which I want, right?
mm, mm.
So that resolves a lot of things. That is why I say, it bonds you, it builds your relationships when you start implementing those things in your life.
And And I think, Ruma, that's so very important. In fact, that's the bedrock of our, our existence. If we start understanding that we all operate from a different value system, we all have that different program that is running us. If we are acceptive towards that, then our perspective will completely change towards people. And that's what happened with you in your case with your son, right? You started looking at things from his perspective and his blueprint.
Yes,
that is running him. Yes.
exactly. That's exactly what happened, Alok. That's
Yes.
exactly what happened.
Yes. Fantastic. Fantastic. So, taking this further, Ruma, if I have to ask you that, what are the top two ways in which practicing mindfulness, now you will be able to go deeper into it because you yourself teach mindfulness. How has mindfulness really changed your life, as a whole? I mean, I would not bifurcate it as personal, professional, or or cubicles like that, but as a whole, how do you think you have evolved as a person?
Definitely, Alok, I've evolved because when I have applied and implemented these mindfulness practices in my life,
Mm,
I
mm,
will give you, few which I am doing it diligently and
mm,
they are helping me.
mm.
One is it has helped me be more conscious and be in the present moment, right?
Yeah.
So
Mm,
when I say being in the present moment, we take our breath for granted, right?
yeah.
But in mindfulness, we play a lot of breath work plays a very important role. It
Mm,
is that anchor which brings us to the present moment because
yeah.
most of our lives, and I'm not saying, now, earlier, like in our life, most of the life, we keep ourselves either in present, either in past or future.
Yes.
Either we are worrying, either we are in some guilt, either there are certain negative experiences, we keep reliving them in our mind and we campsite bana dete hain, and every time we think of that we get agitated and we
Mm,
have that deep discussion and वो it's like that anger, जो poison दूसरे के लिए बनाया but हम पी कूद रहे हैं, right?
mm,
So that's what we do. Or we are worrying as I was doing, हम future में रहते हैं कि we are worrying क्या होगा,
mm,
uncertain, we are anxious. So mindfulness has helped me, be in that present moment. That
yeah.
has been okay. So I have been practicing a lot of breathing techniques. The
Mm.
one in your modules are superb. So
Yeah.
mindful breathing is one. Two
Mm,
minutes calm meditation is one. 21-day meditation challenge is,
mm.
another.
Yes.
Pick and choose, right? So it's
Yes.
there in
Yes.
your platter. I can
Yeah.
choose, and there are many
Yes.
more which are there, like flush breathing.
Yes.
I can
Yes.
go on and on, right? There's a
Yes.
pause breathing, there's a wave
Yes.
breathing. I can go on and
Yeah.
on. So breath
Yeah.
work is very important. So people think कि क्या है एक सांस ही तो लेना है, but no. When we do this, it actually, there's a lot of science behind it, right? We
Yes.
know
Yes.
that, right? Being mindfulness coach, how it, it shrinks that amygdala and then,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
a fear and stress center, and how it activates our prefrontal cortex and helps us make
Yes.
more, better decisions, right?
Mm, mm.
So breath work, so be in the present moment, that's how
Yeah.
it has helped me. And also let go, letting go.
Mm.
So, as in the beginning, I said I let go of my fear and self doubt. I let go of my expectations. So, letting go again is another very important aspect in mindfulness, right? So, that is how it has helped me,
And
being,
that is
yeah.
interesting. The second part that you just mentioned about letting go. Um, Ruma, the thing is, many a times I come across people, even when I'm in terms of my mentorship program and stuff, we hold on to so many things. We hold on to our past experiences. We hold on to certain behavioral patterns that we have seen, or कभी कोई कुछ बोल देता है, कभी
Mhm.
कोई किसी तरह से behave कर लेता है, and we just hold on to it for years and years. We are holding it. I'm sure you must have experienced that.
Yes.
Um, can you just explore more on that letting go and how it has helped you in your life?
Yes, look, I would say, when we see talk about, see, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm work in
Yeah.
progress, right?
Yeah.
We
We
keep
all are.
growing, we keep
Yeah.
learning, we keep growing,
Yes.
and every day is a new challenge. Every day we
Mm,
face new things, right? And then again, we have to bring all our knowledge, everything into place to handle those situations, right? So, talking about letting go, forgiveness is a very important part of letting go, right? it's ve- it's very difficult to forgive, right? It's
yeah.
very difficult to forgive, but I also follow Dalai Lama a lot, right? The Dalai Lama, holiness. So, beautiful definition, he said, I will just quote that.
Yes. Yes.
Forgiveness is forgiving peace to yourself. It's just that you let go so that whenever you think of those situations which were bothering you or the negative
mm,
experiences you went through, they do not bother you. You're giving
mm.
peace to yourself. But it doesn't mean forgetting.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean letting those people or situation come into your life again.
Mm,
It just means let go so that you are at peace, right? So, yes, I agree. Letting go is not easy. It comes with practice. And, but the moment you let go, right, it is something like, you release something. You have something has gone out of your being,
mm,
and you feel so much of calm and ease here,
mm,
right? I've had people in my life, situations in my life,
mm,
which used to trouble me a lot. Whenever
mm,
I would have discussion about them, no more, no more. It was not easy, but
mm,
yes, I have forgiven them in the sense that I don't let those, maybe comments or those situations or whatever happened in my life affect me now. It doesn't bother me now.
mm, mm,
Even if, we have a conversation, it comes into our discussion. Number one, I don't bring into my discussions.
mm,
But even if
mm.
it I do, because when you interact with your family members, sometimes it comes over. I
It
don't let it
happens. Yeah.
impact me,
Mm,
right? But I have not forgotten. And definitely, there is no space for those things in my life
mm,
still.
mm,
But yes, I'm at peace that I have forgiven for my own sake.
mm.
So
That's
that is what I
that's
will
so
talk about.
powerful. That's so powerful. And this reminds me of a metaphor, um, that, for example, if you are walking on a road and
Mm.
um, you fall in a pit, right? Because
Uh,
you were not aware of that there was a pit. Now you get out of the pit and you keep walking.
uh,
But if you keep on reminding yourself that I fell in the pit, how hurtful it was, how painful it was, then that pain transforms into suffering. Now you're not ready to let it go.
right.
But you take that experience, and henceforth you be careful that there is no other pit, so that you don't fall, right? So
How
just letting go of that pain, so that that pain doesn't transform into suffering. So thank you very much for that, Ruma. That is a very important
Yes,
aspect.
yes, yes.
Yes. And
Beautifully explained. I love the metaphors you give, Alok. The regular Sunday ICMM we have,
yeah, yes,
where
yes. Mm,
some of the things have got just ingrained. I don't even have to look. I do
yeah.
make notes. When we meet,
Mm,
but I
mm,
don't have to look. It's ingrained now, right?
yes,
So you give
yes.
such beautiful metaphors that that it
Mm,
stays with you, right? And just
yes,
I just add here the metaphor you give, that pain is inevitable, right? But
yes,
suffering is optional. हम
yes.
लोग सफर करते हैं अपनी मर्जी
Mm,
से, right?
yes,
So that we
yes,
need to let go,
yes. We
right?
need to let go.
And there is
Yes.
a beautiful quote, it reminds me of, Tony Robbins, right?
Yeah.
We
Mm,
all know him. So he says, things don't matter to you, don't happen to you, right?
yeah.
Things happen for you,
For you. Yes.
you to
Yes.
learn, for you to grow, for you
Yes.
to
Yes.
extract lessons out of it, right? So
Yes.
these are few things, which really, if you keep that in mind, then it
Yes.
becomes a little bit easy to let go.
Yes. It's ultimately, it's all a perspective shift that you bring in. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Lovely. 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 So, Ruma, coming to the end of this conversation, um, we are in 2023. Yes, a new year, and every year there's a new year we have, right? But lately I'd shared this in one of my reels, that there are two aspects to a new year. One
Yeah,
is
it was beautiful.
celebration, and
Yeah,
another is transformation. So
transformation.
I would like to know your perspective on how are you planning to transform your 2023, and what advice do you have for all the viewers out there? How would you like to inspire them? Yeah.
So one, I would say, it's from one of your modules only, from the quote that
Yeah.
it is, you call it poets, right?
Yes.
Poet.
Yes.
So what I do is I remember these abbreviations, right?
Mm.
And then implement it, wherever I can.
Yeah.
So poets is like pause, observe, right? Your
Yeah.
emotion, thoughts, and stories, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
I want to bring poets in all aspects of my life. So be
Mm.
it your emotions, so you need to pause and think, be it your life situations, right?
Yeah.
And be your interactions with people, right?
Mm,
You can implement it anywhere. You can pause, because pause is such a powerful thing that it brings you to that space of
mm.
responding
Yes.
than reacting, right?
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
so this poet I want to implement, that is about me
Yes.
in every aspect
Yeah.
of my life, be it situation, be it emotions, be it my
Mm,
thoughts or my life
mm,
in
mm,
general.
mm.
Okay. So that's about me. About the advice which you're saying, as I said, I am work in progress, Alok.
Yes.
But definitely, I want to, just share certain things if people
Mm,
can get it. And you have also discussed it many a times in your
yes.
ICS, and it's the power of choice, right?
Yeah.
We all underestimate our power of choice, right? Our life is nothing but, the choices and decisions we make, right?
Mm,
And what I want to say is that every human being, be it you, me, or anybody else, we have to take 100% responsibility of our life.
yes.
And the moment we do that, the choices we'll make will be different, right?
Yes.
So use your power of choice, whether it is choice of your words, whether it is choice of your actions or behaviors,
Yes.
whether
Mm,
it is choice to look for positives in things, whether it is a choice of responding and not reacting.
mm.
So use the power of choice to your optimum, right? If you want to
Fantastic.
be the best
Mm.
version of yourself. And another power,
Yeah.
power of smart questioning.
Ah,
As I said, I
yeah.
cannot, ask yourself, better questions, right?
Mm.
Just flip the question you're asking. And the moment you do
Yes.
that, it's like training your mind, as you say, right?
Yes. Mm.
It's a perspective shift, it's a mindset shift. We have to bring, the moment we bring that, we bring magical change in our life.
Yes.
And I cannot stress more or less on that, right? So these
Yes.
two
Yes.
powers, I think all of us should, use in our life and implement in our life.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Super awesome. Super awesome. Ruma, you're so inspiring. And thank you very much once again for giving your time, your valuable insights to everyone who are listening and watching this interview. Once again, Ruma, congratulations on being a silver star, because honestly, it's not easy to be. Because there are, the criterias, and given, there's so much on our plate, but you still made sure that you are able to fulfill those criterias, and you are here. So I'm so very inspired, and I'm happy for you, Ruma. And keep inspiring, keep learning, and keep becoming a better version of yourself. Yes.
Thank you so much, Alok, for having me here and giving me this opportunity, and I have no words.
Thank
I'm just humbled, blessed, and
thank
grateful
you.
for all the opportunities in my life and for having you.
Thank you.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Ruma. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was Rooma Arora, our community member, a silver star. And I'm so very happy to see her progress every single day. So, similarly, next week we'll come with another silver star, and we'll look into the insights that that person has for you. Till then, stay strong, stay mindful, and God bless you.